a cesspool of corruption and greed.
For decades, the annual confab of the Conservative Political Action Committee, known as CPAC, has been the cattle call for Republican presidential hopefuls. But in the past few years, scandal has taken over at CPAC, and it's been rocky. And this year, the gathering's diminished power in the Republican ecosystem came into sharp focus. This CPAC really seems like it was just the end of an era and the glory days are over.
I think if Ted Cruz is your headliner, you're in big, big trouble.
In just a few years, Donald Trump and his enablers have driven the Republican Party into the ground and turned it into something completely unrecognizable to the heroes of the past. From Barry Goldwater to Ronald Reagan and Newt Gingrich, to today's headliners of Ted Cruz, RFK Jr., and Mike Lindell, CPAC has become more and more irrelevant and out of touch.
How was the vibe compared to the other CPACs?
It seemed like it was, I mean, number one, we talked about this before, the tickets were really cheap. And like the day before, I think we went to a CPAC in 2022. The day before, you could get tickets for like $250, and Donald Trump was going to speak there. I think the tickets were under $50, like $37 now. And it seems, yeah. And if you looked inside when people were speaking, there's an overflow room, but it wasn't used because the seats weren't actually filled inside.
CPAC now sucks. Hell, even their top guys, Trump and Vance, ditched the event in Grapevine and left it up to their biggest bootlicker lackeys to headline the embarrassment. And what a disaster it was. From the twisted logic of CPAC's conspiracy-hungry partygoers to the awkward cheers for impeachment of its own leadership, CPAC is no longer the gold standard, and Jason Selvig exposed it for what it is. Full-blown lunacy draped in hypocrisy. From pathetic attendance to getting served legal papers on national television, today's CPAC comes up short. Jason Selvig of The Good Liars has interviewed some of the dumbest people on earth, and this one was dumb as a stump. What a fine representative of Grapevine, a conservative North Texas Christian woman who supports a warmongering pedophile for the Nobel Peace Prize. The stupidity was strong in this one, and Jason Selvig captured it in a serious yet comedic way. This is the typical Trump loyalist who will go to the gates of insanity and beyond to throw their support behind a draft-dodging coward who's fine with sending your sons and daughters off to die in an illegal, unjustifiable war. She probably thinks all the killing will somehow bring about Armageddon and her sweet baby Jesus will come back riding on a white horse to save all the Trump supporters from all the shit they started in the first place. And while this mindless moron is over here thinking Trump should be getting a Nobel Peace Prize, he's actually on stage receiving an America First award. And that should make everybody's blood boil. That's right. You heard that right. Yeah. Donald Trump just stood on a stage and accepted an America First award while families across this country are packing bags, hugging their kids, their husbands, their wives, their moms, and their fathers, sending them overseas into harm's way for a war we never should have started in the first place. I served 24 years in the United States Army. I've carried brothers who didn't make it home. I know exactly what happens next. And I'll be damned if I sit back and watch these oxygen thieves in empty suits treat our troops like pawns in their war games. Where I come from, you protect what matters. Our troops deserve respect. They deserve accountability, and they deserve leaders who don't throw their lives around like it's a damn chess match. And that callous disregard for American lives, Iranian schoolgirl lives, and the horrific effects of war does not qualify you for a peace prize. That's utter bullshit, but these MAGA morons regurgitate it like it's gospel. Just look at how far this thing has fallen. Ted Cruz is your go-to guy? I guess it was cold enough in North Texas to make him run off to Cancun. And Mike Lindell? Seriously, this guy can't even get through an interview without being served legal papers. How's that for lumpy pillow Mike? Don't forget RFK Jr. up here sounding like he's been gargling rocks from the shores of Grapevine Lake. That's your lineup? That's what's left of conservative family values? Talk about a lost sense of direction. The fallout that Trump has been facing over Iran has been brutal, and it's well-deserved. And when Matt Schlapp had the rallying cry of "Who wants to see impeachment hearings" backfire in his face, that tells you everything you need to know about the mood of today's CPAC. And honestly, the best way to sum all of this up, John Selvig's interview with Greg Bovino. Because you know that old